What is going on, guys? It is Cam, aka the Rookie Trader here, and we are back with day 12 of live trading. Well, not live trading, trading in general, but today is live trading. Trading with real money. Yesterday, we did not make any trades. Today, let's go ahead and jump into the screeners and see if we got anything worth trading. So it looks like we have four things over here: AIXI and CYCN. Go ahead and just make our way down the list here. Alrighty, 1 second. Okay, so market opens in about 4 or 5 minutes. So far, AIXI has made quite the move pre-market. Now it's hovering very below VWAP, even below the 200 EMA, which is pretty interesting. China Supreme Court upholds patents in Apple infringement case. Yeah, that's the news. Like, okay, I can see why that would fall. I'm not really loving that. This one has made quite the move and is still making quite the move. So let's see what's going on with this one. Soars on merger deal. Okay, mergers are always good news. It's already made a humongous move. Okay, we'll just keep an eye on that one. We'll check out RenX and we'll check out IPW. So IPW looks like it's a power stock. iPower amends promissory note to expand. Amends no, nothing crazy. I need to make sure to buy some AA batteries today for my mouse, which is dying on me. Alright, RenX. Let's see what's going on with RenX. Net loss widens, revenue jumps. Yeah, that's a no trade. Right now, the only thing worth watching is gonna be CYCN, which is continuing to go up. We'll have to see what it does at the open, of course, as always. My mouse is dead again. Okay. Now we're gonna hop into the trading view scanner. Pre-market small cap. And we're gonna see what we got going on here. So only IPW and BCG. Let's check out BCG, what's going on with that. And does it have news? And the mouse is dead again. Fourth quarter results. I think my mouse is cooked. BCG, let's put it on Weeble. It's made a move that it's really just kind of sustaining itself around these levels here. We're not gonna read that. We're just gonna see if we can get a summary. Like, did it beat earnings? Looks like it's all good earnings. Yeah, lots of good news on this one. Doesn't seem like it's necessarily going to soar much more, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. Alright, we're going to have to unfortunately switch to using the laptop trackpad. CYCN. It's really been making lots of big moves. It's giving me halt energy, to be honest. Like, I would not be surprised if this halts. Look at that, it's already soaring the first 5. And BCG crashed. That actually, I'm surprised that hasn't halted. That crashed. Well, alright, let's just check out how everything else is opening up. PW. Great. And now let's just hop over to our small cap stocks, not the pre-market ones. CYCN, looks like I've traded that before. UCAR, I think I've traded UCAR before too. That's also power. And then BCG. Yeah, so it looks like it really just comes down to CYCN. I wish my mouse wasn't dying on me because it's going to be hard to mark things out. So as of right now, we're looking at something like this if we end up trading with 8 shares. And a stop loss at 5.39. It looks like the stop loss is actually like minus the price, so it's minus 120. 120 stop loss, minus 120. Or I'm not sure. We'll just set it to 539 for now because it's kind of confusing me. Alright, let's check out how everything else is opening up right now. RenX is opening pretty nicely. But RenX we're not trading because that was negative news. I really need to get those batteries. This is not good. Yeah, negative news. I'm like, we're not trading that. That's like that's a trap right there. Don't even ask me how something soars like that on negative news. That's crazy. I feel like this is you're a short. Like this is a short's best case scenario. I guess you could say the same about something with really good news crashing in the first 5 minutes. would be really good if you're a long. All right. We are going to completely hide everything else and focus our attention right here. Okay. So the first 5 minute has obviously closed up. My computer's lagging quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie. That is not good. You know what I need to do? Let's see. It's really down to CYCN. So if CYCN is not a trade today, then we don't have a trade, unfortunately. My computer cannot handle this right now. I need to remove that. This is really hard to do with the trackpad. Another no trade day is gonna, I don't know. I guess it doesn't suck. It shouldn't. That's not the right mentality. I've never had 2 no trade days in a row. We'll see. This still isn't a no trade. We just gotta wait, obviously. And clearly there's some sort of resistance here. It's consolidating and holding support on the EMA 9. And now we're breaking VWAP pretty strongly. Low volume though. Let's keep an eye on how it closes. Again, we're set at 8 shares. Depending on how this breaks, I would probably move my stop to something more like this. So we'd be looking at 10 shares. And a stop at 560. Let's see, that's high green volume relative and quite the topping tail. It does just feel like a battle going on around this VWAP right now. Now this CYCN has made such a big move pre-market that for me it's hard to imagine it makes another really big move. But it could. I'm not sure what the float is. 2.71 million, so pretty small float. Looks like UCAR opened up pretty strong. That's another thing without, catalyst. We're going to close out of TradingView because my computer's still lagging quite a lot. So far, I don't love the price action I'm seeing on this chart. We'll say that. I don't love that one of our highest green volume candles is pretty weak with a topping tail. But then look at this one. Look at that, the way it's being held up. I think if this breaks and we wait for confirmation, it can work because this might be a stock that a lot of other people are watching and waiting. Like here we go, that's high volume, good wick held up. It is finicky, but I think if it breaks, it could be strong just because other longs might be here to jump in. We're gonna wait for confirmation. Wait for confirmation. My adrenaline spiked a little bit watching that jump. I want to enter really badly, but I want to wait for confirmation. I want to wait for a strong close or something that tells me this is going to work. Okay, I am gonna. I'm gonna wait because that's too extended, and I haven't adjusted the stop loss. I think yeah, it halted. That was hard to watch. It was hard to say if that was confirmation or not. That was hard to watch. Dang. No, I gotta stop. This is where streaming and recording helps hold me accountable because this happened on literally happened on Monday and I entered after a halt, which was a big rule break. I can't do that. It's in my rules. So I can't trade this. Dang. Obviously if I had jumped in a little bit closer to my entry point, then different story. That's a different story. If we entered in before the halt, could be good, but we didn't. I want to so badly wait for it to pull back after it opens, but I did that on Monday and it didn't feel good breaking the rules, and so I can't trade it. So today is going to be another no trade day, which dang, that's okay. That's okay. Part of me doesn't know if I should have entered. I had time to enter when it broke, and I hesitated. I wanted confirmation. It broke, kind of came back down, held. I didn't know if it was, the confirmation I was looking for. I don't really have it written down what the confirmation is. I wanted it to be high volume. I think when the volume rose and it really started just holding above that level, I think that should have been confirmation enough. But dang, it's okay. 2 no trade days in a row, protecting our assets, but I also can't never take a trade. But maybe that's okay. Maybe I'm really just waiting for that A plus setup and something that does that and then halts isn't necessarily A plus setup. So like, do I think this is gonna open green? I don't know. I think if it pulls back, I think this stock does continue to climb, but I can't trade it because of the rules. We'll still watch it. Maybe that's self-torture, watching it go up without me. I mean, look at this news. It's all pretty recent. So we're just gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it either go without us, or you know what would really feel good? It would feel good if this opened and just absolutely crashed, because then I'd be like, my rule's in place for a reason. But we're just gonna watch another no trade day. That's okay. There's been a couple stocks on the move, but for the most part, I haven't had a lot of stocks on the screener, which just a little bit of a colder market. Nothing, it's not always going to be hot, and that's okay. But it looks like out of all the stocks, out of the 4 stocks, we did pick the right one to watch, which is a good sign that my mind is really starting to put puzzle pieces together. The pattern recognition is working, because really, obviously, it was the best news out of all the other ones. It comes down to process of elimination. See how it looks like we're opening. It is falling, and I think it's likely to be pushed back up, but maybe not. I honestly, genuinely hope that this stock crashes, and I'm like, ha, good thing my rules are in place, because look at that, they protected me. Because sometimes you will follow your rules and you'll miss out. Sometimes you follow your rules, and I want to see my rules actually protect me. So let's see it. Let's see it protect me. It's quite the battle right now. Let's see it. Honestly, I mean, the way that it was a battle around VWAP here, like, it wouldn't be surprising to see this thing not shoot up, but it also could shoot up. Strong red volume, big topping tail. It's not a good sign. It's kind of fun though. We're literally watching a battle. I mean, the amount of people that threw their money in on this, they're nervous. But you know what? That's exactly why I didn't enter on this candle. If I had entered on this candle, I'd be trapped right now. I would have entered like closer to up here, and I'd be losing right now. I'd have a terrible RR ratio with a stop loss down here, entry up here. I'd have to like get a price up here just to hit 1R. So that's where like even if it works, like it doesn't. So far, I'm really glad I didn't enter this trade. Let's see how it reacts to the EMA 9. I don't know, I just see a lot of red. I see a lot of red. I'm really extra relieved I didn't take this trade. I think that's so valid. That's why I waited for confirmation. If that was a steady close, if it had closed, with good volume above this point, I would have entered the trade. but it shot up almost like an exhaustion break. One could say it was an exhaustion break and then halted. So I don't want to jump on a candle that has that potential to halt. I'm invested though. Let's see how this plays out. Gonna be another short recap today, another no trade day. But hell, you know what? I've never had 2 no trade days in a row. I've never had 2 no trade days in a week. And that's a huge win for me because the ability to have no trade days, I really think that's next level. Especially because I'm trading with real money and I want to jump in on this because I'm ready. I've been paper trading for 5 months and I'm finally trading with real money, and the universe is testing me. They're like, now we're not going to give you a good setup. We know you're ready to start making real money. We know you've been practicing for this, but we're not going to give you a good setup. We're going to really test that patience and discipline. And you know what? Thank you. Because it's a good test. It really makes me feel like I am ready for this. I don't think this is going to work out. I mean, that closed above the previous candle, higher volume, which, yeah, that's good. But just with the whole topping tail and pretty deep pullback, strong red volume, this doesn't feel strong. You could say like, okay, this isn't a terrible point to buy because of the volume and the close above the previous candle. If you were to buy that, that's a whole different setup that I don't do. That's no longer a 5 minute or a break. At that point, you would say you're either trading a pullback to a 9, kind of scalping that, or you could say you're at the 9 and retesting that orb high. So you could enter around here, put your stop loss at view up maybe, and see if you can just get a quick little scalp from here to here or even closer to that tail top. I do think this has potential to bounce off a 9 and make a little move. Again, that's not my setup. I don't trade that, so I'm not here for that. Volume's decreasing in general. To me, like, this is just fizzling out. But like I said, hell, I feel good because I was like I was getting prepared to buy when this reopened. And I said, no, I did that on Monday. I can't do that again. And I know no one's even watching the stream right now, but just doing the stream helped hold me accountable because I'm like, wait, like, people are watching, or if people were watching, I can't break my rules. But if nobody was watching, then I might have broke my rules and then I'd be losing, which wouldn't feel good. But I feel good. I followed my rules and it paid off. But there's really nothing more for me to stream here. I could sit here all day and watch CYCN play out, but it's not worth my time. Today is a successful trading day. We didn't take another trade. We protected ourselves. That's exciting. I love that. Huge win today. If y'all tuned into this live stream, please make sure to leave a like if you enjoy watching this content. Leave a comment if you have any questions or takeaways that I missed, and make sure to subscribe to follow along my journey from rookie